There are many ways to play Fallout 4. You can use big guns, melee weapons, small guns, and even, believe it or not, light guns. But can you beat Fallout 4 without taking any damage? Some of you may be wondering how I'm going to do this. Well, I used a console command to set my max health to 1 HP, meaning that all physical damage kills me. I made the best looking man ever, named myself something appropriate, and then set my special stats. Since I can't take any damage, strength and endurance are more worthless than my toxic X, intelligence for leveling up faster, and agility for sneak. I put the rest into perception for no apparent reason, and then the world ended. I went under ice against my will. My wife got offed, my son got stolen, and believe it or don't, I actually had a good amount of trouble with the red roaches inside Vault 111. Anyways, I finally got past them, got the 10mm gun, and capped some bugs, got the Pip Boy, and then left the vault. And with my health so low that a gust of wind would kill me, I set off to find my son. I stopped by the underground cellar and grabbed a couple of gold bars to sell later. I grabbed a pipe rifle from a sack and met Dogmeat, and with man's best friend by my side, I set off for Concord to murk some raiders. Inside the Museum of Freedom, I took damage. Odd. So I learned that in Fallout 4, when you level up, you get more health. Not a big deal. I just have to put in a console command to fix my health every time I level up. Not ideal, but whatever. I grabbed the fusion core and spoke to Preston, got into the power armor, grabbed the minigun, took out a laser musket, and got to work killing the raiders outside. I'm not gonna lie, the Deathclaw did kinda scare me. But anyways, with the Deathclaw dead, I left for Diamond City, used a hunting rifle to blow Simone's head off outside of the Drumlin Diner, and spoke to Trudy. Tried to get the pie from a Porter Diner, but failed, just like I failed 4th grade. I probably shouldn't have said that. A while later, I helped Paladin dance with his ghoul problem, and we were off to ArcJet. On the way there, I got eaten alive by a dog. Getting through ArcJet isn't that hard, just hang back and let Dance do all the heavy lifting. In the reactor level, I saw the junk jet, and we got the deep range transmitter. Dance gave me a gun that felt like a godsend, and I was off for Diamond City. Near Diamond City, I got into a kerfuffle with some super mutants, got killed more than I'd like to admit, and pulled out my inner coward and ran away. I ignored Piper and went to Valentine's Detective Agency. Ellie told me that the detective was Detective Nabbed, and I set off for Park Street Station. When I got to Swan's Pond, I lit him on fire and stole his stuff. He slammed a rock against my head as revenge. As I entered Park Street Station, the triggerman in Park Street Station were about what you would expect. When the single triggerman walked in front of my gun, I bopped him on the head real good and he took a nap. Deeper inside, I used Jet for the first time to kill these two so fast they didn't even have time to react. Don't get me wrong though, I died a lot in here. This guy was so fucking dumb. Not important, I just wanted to say it. Surprisingly, Dino only took 2 shots to hit the ground. I saved the bobblehead and led Nick to freedom. When I tried to kill Skinny, I got eviscerated so fast that I couldn't even comprehend it. But just like everyone else, he fell before me, and I left with my metal man. Met Nick in Diamond City and told him my story. Nick couldn't pick the lock despite him being part man, part lock. I stole the key from the mayor despite him looking right at me. And I left to install a mod that I thought would look cool. I ransacked Kellogg's apartment and showed Dogmeat the sniffable object. We had so much fun killing things and then killing more things. We arrived at Fort Hagen, and I had the most difficult time of this playthrough so far. So far. I had to leave to buy better supplies, discovered Good Neighbor while I was at it, and went back to the fort to exact my revenge. Yeah, no, I still died a lot. Didn't forget to grab the mini nuke. If you thought I was taking any chances with Kellogg, seek mental help. I bobbed him with the portable nuclear catapult, and him and his sense died pretty quickly. When I left, the Brotherhood arrived, and I fast traveled to Diamond City to sell some stuff. Piper told me that I should go to Good Neighbor and talk to Dr. Omari. Free your mind. I did the memory nonsense and left to get food or something because I just stood there for like 30 minutes. Anyways, I left to find Virgil in the glowing sea. On the way there, I killed a legendary Deathclaw and got an absurdly powerful gun. And then, out of nowhere, a super mutant behemoth appeared from thin air and slaughtered me like I was just a slab of meat. I killed him though. Believe me or not, I didn't have much problems going through the glowing sea. I saw a sleeping Deathclaw that I've never seen before. I didn't know Deathclaws could sleep. I talked to Virgil, who told me that I needed a Courser chip. I left for Green Tech Geriatrics to hunt down said Courser. I had a hell of a time in that godforsaken building. The gunners are quick and trained to kill, but if you remember to save often and take your time, you should be fine. I pumped myself full of jet and shot 21 rounds of light into the courser until he laid down and didn't get back up. Dr. Omari told me to find the railroad, and found them I did. I shot them multiple times with explosive rockets, decoded the courser chip myself, and left for Virgil once more. He told me that I would need friends, so I met up with Dance again and boarded the Pridwin. When I got there, I listened to the Psycho Man talk and watched everybody stupid enough to listen to him. I acted like I was important and introduced myself to everyone I could find. Then Maxon told me that before I could fax myself into the Institute, I would need to eradicate the super mutants at Fort Strong. I secured the nukes, and Dance told me how much he hated the muties. Elder Maxon told me that he could beam me up, Scotty, and I made the reflector platform. After that, the cripple told me to obtain a biometric scanner, but I can't take any damage, so I'm taking the easy route, and I'm just going to go buy one. Maxon told me that I needed Madison Lee, but I wasn't planning on doing that. In the Institute, I offed Father, and everything in the Institute came after me, and this was hell. Eventually, I said fuck it and kept him alive. And it was at this moment that I decided to side with the Institute. In order to do that, I needed to meet everyone again. I looked at the combat monkeys, and when I got to Madison Lee, I ignored her because I now wanted to side with the Institute. I talked to Father, and he told me that I needed to murk some baddies at Libertalia. You already know how this goes. Raiders died, I died, and I got to the top pretty easy. I used it again and finally found a combat rifle. Unbeknownst to you, I've been looking for one for a very long time. I fast traveled to Red Rocket and did nothing to it. I didn't have enough junk. Whatever. It's fine. I talked to Father and he told me that I finally had my own room in the Institute and the quest wouldn't progress. I reloaded the game and even restarted the game. Didn't work. So I said fuck it and sided with the Brotherhood instead. They needed me to go back to the Institute to retrieve Madison Lee. So I had to go into the FEV lab anyways, even though I wasn't planning on doing anything like that. The only trouble I had in there was the fucking Assaultron. Killing her wasn't hard. What was hard was trying to evade the goddamn nuclear warhead strapped to its chest. Anyways, I grabbed the holotape and forgot Virgil's serum, because who cares about that green fuck? I gave the tape to the doc, and Maxon poured his creamy praise all over me, and I left to talk to the cripple about the big metal man. This was the most tedious part of the game. I had to go to Ingram, then back to Madison Lee, then back to Ingram. It wouldn't be too bad if there wasn't so many fucking loading screens. But it also wouldn't be a Bethesda game if there wasn't an insane amount of loading screens. Ingram told me that I would need a super magnet. You already know that I'm not going anywhere to find it. I bought it from Percy at Diamond City, made the actuators, and set off for the glowing sea. Again. I met up with Scribe Halen and she told me that the nukes that I needed for Liberty Prime are deep, deep, deep inside the glowing sea. It took me way too long to realize that I could just fast travel to Virgil's cave and go from there. Oh, and I killed the sleeping Deathclaw. When I got to Sentinel Site, I descended into the Blimey Deep and tried my best to kill Adam's Wrath, but eventually I just let Dance do everything for me. I secured the nukes and then... Oh shit. I forgot about the glowing one. I got scared and ran into Paladin Dance's arms, and he saved my fragile life. Sensing that the end of the game is near, I left to buy more ammo from the robot mommy and good neighbor, added some more attachments to my guns, and killed some super mutants that tried to raid my home. Maxon told me that Dance is a filthy synth, so I killed him with the gun that he gave me some 4 paragraphs ago. I got promoted and was told that I needed to kill the rest of the railroad. I wasn't fucking around here. I pulled out a missile launcher and laid waste to anyone I saw. And with that, I started the mass fusion mission. This was by far the hardest mission of the entire run. The minigun is powerful, but it's inaccurate. I got caught with some horribly timed quick saves and had a nearly 4-minute long loading screen, and then the game crashed. And then, this happened. Thanks, Bethesda. Anyways, I finally got past everything, and then, what? I can't get off the vertibird without getting hurt. Are you fucking serious? Okay, fine. I had to go back and grab my power armor, and then I had to do the entire thing over again. But anyways, after everything was done, I landed, got out of my power armor, and immediately got marked by a legless synth. I grabbed the card and got an amazing view of the Commonwealth. I'm gonna skip past a lot of the mass fusion stuff, but I will say that I actually had a lot of fun killing the Sentry Bot and the Assaultrons in the reactor level. Okay, this is it. The end of the game. I powered up Liberty Prime and fast traveled to the CIT ruins. I let the Brotherhood forces do the heavy lifting and entered the Institute. This wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, just time consuming. If you're patient and save often, this isn't going to be too hard. I took the elevator to Father's quarters and got a sick quick scope that I can add to my montage. In the reactor level, I helped as much as I could to kill the synths down there, planted the charge, got teleported to safety, and I beat Fallout 4 without taking any damage. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications. You can follow me on Twitter at SlickShots. And yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful, amazing, wonderful day. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.